Hello and welcome to the Drone Zone. I'm drone pilot Brian Kay.
And I'm drone pilot Joe Tillman.
Hey Joe.
What's up?
Today we're talking about art.
Oh.
We're talking specifically about murals.
Love murals.
Love them. So tell me a little bit about your favorite artist.
Well, I'm sort of a pop art sort of guy, so my favorite artists would be like Andy Warhol, Keith Haring, all those, Roy Lichtenstein, all that kind of art.
Wow. You sound like an art aficionado here.
Oh, yes. Yeah, 100%. You know me. It's like, woo, who's this? Georgie O'Keeffe. Oh, who knew?
Well, those are all great artists.
But what about you?
Oh, me? I would say my favorite artists are Leonardo, Michelangelo.
All the greats.
Raphael, Donatello.
I have a feeling pizza's involved in this somehow.
Pizza?
Yeah.
No, they're all artists.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
I think they sound like turtles, but I mean, I could be wrong. But they could be famous artists too.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
They're all artists to me.
Sure, why not? With action figures, but hey, it's okay.
Okay. Well, Joe, I'm going to tell you, murals have a fascinating history. They're a form of artistic expression.
Right.
Because we're talking murals today that go all the way back to the prehistoric times in caves that would depict pictures and all the way up to the modern street art.
Right.
Now, do you know any, like what?
Like maybe something in Rome?
Oh, okay.
Maybe there's some murals in Rome.
What would you be talking about? Any historical famous murals?
Something comes to mind. It's in a big...
I'm going to help you out here.
It's in a big place.
I'm going to help you out here. And I think it's one of my artists that I said was one of my favorites.
Oh.
The Sistine Chapel.
Oh, yeah.
By Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Yeah, see? What are you talking, turtles?
Who knew?
Another famous mural in history is The Last Supper by Leonardo.
Right.
Da Vinci.
And Betty White, that huge mural of Betty White that everybody loves.
I haven't seen that.
Maybe we should drone it one time.
Maybe we should drone the Betty White mural. That would be great.
That'd be great. We'll have a whole Golden Girls episode. It'd be wonderful.
And we have a lot of local artists that do murals in downtown Phoenix. A lot of them are on what's called Roosevelt Row.
Right.
Down here in downtown. And a lot of the times the artists, have a message or it's just artistic expression, or sometimes it's a social media thing.
Right.
You take a picture in front of it, you snap it, you put it on Instagram, boom.
We have a lot of instant-worthy murals in Phoenix, and one of the artists that does a lot of murals in Phoenix is Maggie Keane. Now, Maggie started out as a courtroom sketch artist. That's how she got her claim to fame, and that's how she originally started doing her art.
Yeah, and she has a mural off 15th Avenue in Grand. It's of the pop artist Prince.
Right. This is actually when Prince was Prince. He wasn't a symbol at this point. He was
formerly known as Prince?
Right. He was his actual Prince. And the thing that makes this mural pop is the sunglasses, because it's almost 3D of her murals on the Prince mural.
Yeah, I think it just makes the mural more interactive. You're looking at it and you're enjoying the art and Prince.
And you're supposed to go crazy with Prince, so
you're
that's what you do.
Supposed to go crazy, and the glasses are reflective, so you can see yourself looking at the art.
It's a very cool mural. If you're in Phoenix, go take a look at it.
Very cool mural, and that's not the only artist she did a mural on, correct?
She did another famous artist, David Bowie, and she did a huge mural downtown, sort of David Bowie throughout the years.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the many faces of David Bowie. Drone Zone.
I'm Maggie Keane, and I painted this David Bowie wall to honor David Bowie after his passing. But then after David Bowie passed away, the first thing I thought of was to do a tribute wall, and suddenly I saw all these heads there. I would come down at night with my projector, and I'd put the image up and then come down the next morning and work until it got too hot, and then go home and then come back the next day. He wrote a lot of songs about being different and that it's okay to be different. People that were in that situation where they felt like they didn't fit in really identified with what he was saying, and his music caught on to that group of people as well as everybody else that wasn't, that appreciated musicianship. Until he got punched in the eye, he was just some regular kid. And then all of a sudden, he was different. And it made him stand out, and I'd be interested to see what his career would have been like if he just had regular eyes.
Renato Caraveo. I'm a local artist and muralist here in the city of Phoenix. This mural is a collaboration between me and an artist. We just got together and collaborated on an idea. He does a lot of birds, it's like his thing, so we just wanted to incorporate like my figurative style with his birds. I drew my figure, and then he had his bird drawings. Just as we were going, we just marked where he was going to put his birds, where he wanted his birds. It was pretty much like improvisational as far as like the layout and the design. He just, he's like, oh, well, I'll do the bird here. And, you know, so it was all just sort of flowed. We originally did it, there was scaffolds for the original part, so that was, you know, just climbing up and down the ladder, all the way up there, sketching it in, and climbing down, stepping back here, and looking at it, climbing up that ladder. That ladder just shot straight up, you know, it's like crawling around on the scaffold boards, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, it was pretty hard. After about, like the last weekend, we're pretty much just running up the ladder, just a little careless and just knocking it out. I wouldn't want to be doing anything else other than painting.
Okay, that was Maggie and David Bowie. I once saw Bowie in concert.
Really?
In LA at the Sound and Vision tour, and it was an incredible tour. That was a rock and roll tour. That was a great tour.
Well, let me ask you this. What is your favorite era of David Bowie?
I think I sort of like maybe the Ziggy Stardust days.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah, I mean, that's Bowie. I mean, that's ultimate David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust.
Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, Changes.
Right, and the videos he used to do for that is amazing.
Now, from talking about Phoenix murals to going to Tempe with some street art there at Forest Avenue and 7th Street.
Yes.
Yes. They painted the intersection as part of a safety program called Adaptive Streets Program. It's to enhance safety, to kind of make people more alert of that busy intersection.
To make the intersection pop. So it's like it's colorful, and it's very colorful.
Very colorful.
And from the drone's perspective, you get to see what it's really all about.
Right. And visually, it narrows the roads a little bit. It kind of slows traffic down and shortens the pedestrians crossing. So I think it's a good idea. Just put a little art on the road and make it a little bit safe.
Right.
And it's fun.
And it's fun as you walk across the street.
And it looks good from the drone. And we went there to drone it. So take a look at this.
Hi, my name is Ellie Velosin, and I'm a senior civil engineer in the traffic engineering department for the city of Tempe. We are at the intersection of Forest Avenue and 7th Street in the city of Tempe. We are talking about the Asphalt Art that's been installed as a curb extension at this intersection. Asphalt art refers to art in the public right-of-way. It's placed to kind of increase visibility, make a more walkable and bikeable community, and enhance safety for pedestrians. So the Downtown Tempe Authority, or DTA, approached the city and asked us if they could do this project. They paid for it, the DTA paid for it, and as part of our Adaptive Streets process. So their idea was that it would be a beautiful place to place some artwork to enhance walkability and make a more pedestrian-friendly environment for our residents and our visitors. And we did the analysis and decided that, yeah, this would be a good location for it. This is done in a way that's called a curb extension, or also a bulb out, some people call it. And the idea is to reduce the distance that pedestrians have to cross the street. So it reduces the exposure for pedestrians. It also enhances visibility because they are basically off of the sidewalk for a portion before they reach cross traffic. Cars are better able to see them. Curb extensions do narrow the street for vehicles, and that helps by, first of all, channelizing the vehicles, so we have them all in one predictable lane, and it also reduces the turning speed of vehicles by visually restricting the turning radius. So pedestrians do have the right-of-way here in the crosswalks, and often pedestrians enter the street without looking both ways because they know they have the right-of-way. So in this situation, they have the opportunity to enter the street before they meet any cross traffic, traffic. And as they're walking, they have the opportunity to look around. It grabs their attention, and that can help them kind of notice if there's any dangers or any hazards in their way.
So this drone zone in particular was a little hairy just because we had to deal with not only people, we had to deal with cars too. So you're the pilot in command, I was the VO, but if you sort of watch, you can sort of see our tricks on how we accomplish
tips.
this.
I would say tips.
Tips and tricks on how we accomplish this drone shot.
Yeah, it was very important to have a VO, you there, as an extra set of eyes because it was a very busy intersection with cars, people, and all that. So what we did is you would tell me if somebody was going to be close to where I was droning or if there was a car coming, if I wanted to get a shot across the street. But one of the tips that we did use was there was a building near that intersection, and we just made sure to hover over that because we know there's nothing below it except the roof of that building.
That's correct, and that's one of the tips and tricks that we do out there. That you don't see behind the scenes is that we always do safe flights. We never fly over people, and we're very safety conscious of our flights. And so we'll take little tricks like that you won't know that we've done, but it's completely safe shoot, BK?
Yeah, because a lot of the times I'm looking at the screen trying to see what the shot looks like, trying to get that picture for the drone zone segment. So you being there, very important to tell me, hey, there's a tree by you, by the drone. There's a person that might be walking under the drone. There's a car coming that might go under the drone. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to fly over anybody, any cars, anything where there might be a mess.
No, we make it look easy, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not. BK, take us home.
I'm drone pilot Brian Kay.
I'm drone pilot Joe Tillman.
Keep your drone soaring and your adventures exploring.